Okay, so good morning students. Let us continue the topic concept of hybridization. Already we have started last class. Tell me what is hybridization and what are the conditions and what are the uses of hybridization. Then we go for individual molecule hybridization. Come on. Hybridization is a process of intermixing of atomic orbital having approximately same energy to form equal number of identical new orbital called what? Hybrid orbital, and this phenomenon is called hybridization. Therefore, in hybridization there is a process of intermixing of atomic orbital like s orbital, p orbital, d orbital. They intermix together and they form a new orbital. Those new orbitals are called what? Hybrid orbital. So it forms how many new hybrid orbital? The number of new hybrid orbital formed equal to number of atomic orbital undergoing hybridization. Suppose if one s, one p is undergo hybridization, it forms how many hybrid orbital? Two hybrid orbital. Right? So this phenomenon is called hybridization. Right? Next is, what are the conditions? Come on, tell me conditions for hybridization. First condition is the atomic orbitals. No. Yeah. In hybridization, which atomic orbital undergo hybridization? In hybridization, the atomic orbital belongs to same atom can only undergo hybridization. So, atomic orbital belongs to same atom only undergo hybridization. For example, take the beryllium. If you take beryllium, so this beryllium has s and p orbital. So s and p orbital of only beryllium can undergo what? Hybridization. It is not that one beryllium, one hydrogen, this orbital intermix, not. So that means in hybridization only same atom hybrid orbital can undergo hybridization. Tell me.
P orbital not present in beryllium. Lithium, beryllium. 1s2, 2s2.
Hydrogen atomic number 3, no. 1s2, 2s2. Okay. If you take carbon, nitrogen, then okay. Next, that is first condition. First condition is the atomic orbital belongs to same atom only undergo hybridization. Next, second condition. Second condition is, tell me, the number of hybrid orbital formed is always equal to number of atomic orbital undergoing hybridization. For example, if one s orbital, one p orbital, or two p orbital involved in hybridization, it gives 1s 2p. How many orbital?
3 hybrid orbital.
It gives 3 hybrid orbital. That means the number of hybrid orbital formed must be equal to number of atomic orbital undergoing hybridization. Next, third condition. Third condition is, in hybridization, if you take molecule, in a molecule only central atom undergo hybridization. Yes or no? In a molecule, I think this point you have not done. In a molecule, only central atom undergo hybridization. Okay, for example, take ammonia. Tell me, in ammonia, what is central atom? Nitrogen. It means nitrogen can only undergo hybridization. Like for example, PCl5. Come on, tell me. In PCl5, what is central atom? Phosphorus. It means only phosphorus can only undergo hybridization. That means in a molecule, only central atom can only undergo hybridization, but not side atoms, but not terminal atoms. Okay. Next, one more condition is energy. Tell me, what is the energy of atomic orbital which is undergo hybridization? It must be same. That means the atomic orbital which are having same energy, right? Same energy or approximately same energy can undergo hybridization. But they may have different shape. Like s orbital, p orbital, not same shape. SPD, not same shape. So therefore, the orbital having different shape may also undergo hybridization. That means energy condition is the orbital which undergo hybridization should have same energy, but they may have different shape. So these are the conditions for hybridization we have studied in last class. Okay. Next, types of hybridization. Tell me, hybridization classified how many types? 7 types. Come on, tell me what are 1 SP, SP2, SP3, DSP2, next SP3D or DSP3, next SP3D2 or D2, SP3, next SP3D3 or DSP3. So these are the types of hybridization we are going to study in this class in detail. So take the tabular column first. First column, take type of hybridization. Type of hybridization. Second column, atomic orbital involved. Or type of atomic orbital involved. Which atoms are involved? Next, third column is this diagram. Leave the little large space. Next, last column is what are taken? Example, no? Shape example. Okay. Shape, and one more column is example. What are the examples? Come on, tell me. So first hybridization is SP. SP hybridization. SP hybridization, what are the atomic order? 1 s orbital plus 1 p. So when there is only one p, there must be involvement of pz. First pz orbital is involved. Later px and py comes. Next sp2, 1s pz plus px or py. Anyone we can write. Next, sp3, 1 s orbital, px plus py plus pz. Next, dsp2, important. This is. Tell me, in dsp2, which orbital involved?
Yes.
X square. So d, which d orbital? dx square minus y square. Then plus s plus pz plus py or px. Any one orbital you can write. Next, sp3, d, sp3 d or dsp3. Come on, tell me. 1 s orbital, px, py plus pz. Next, plus dz square important. It is also important. Next, sp3 d2 and sp3 d3. Come on, tell me. In sp3 d2, which orbitals involved?
Yes. px, py, pz.
1 s orbital,
px
plus py plus pz plus yeah, 2 d orbital, no. dx square minus y square plus dz square important. Next, last one. Here is one s orbital, px, py plus pz. Now there are 3 d orbital. Do you know which 3 d orbital having same energy? T2g or Eg? Eg 2 orbital. T2g is 3 orbital. That is here D3 nothing but T2g. Which orbital are T2g? dxy, dyz, dzx. Right? So these orbitals involved in hybridization. Okay. Next is diagram. Okay. So diagram, it requires little space. I will draw individually. Okay. Come on. Let us take now. What is the diagram for sp? One s orbital, spherical shape, no? Spherical shape, and pz. What is the shape of pz? Dumbbell. Okay, one s orbital intermixed with one p orbital, pz. It form which hybrid order? Sp. It form how many sp? 2 sp. See, this is a 1 sp. So remember, all hybrid order having 2 lobes. One is a larger lobe, one is a smaller lobe. This is one, and this is a big lobe. It is a small lobe. There are 2 hybrid orbitals. Therefore, this is sp. It is also sp. Right? Then, what is the angle between 2 sp? Is 180 degrees. Okay. Next, similarly, sp2. Tell me, in sp2, one s orbital intermixed with how many p? 2p. One must be a pz, no? This is pz should be there. Another is what? It is a px or py. Anything you can take. I will take py. Okay. Come on, tell me. One s orbital intermixed with 2 p orbital. It form which hybridization? sp2. Yes. p1, p2, no. sp2. It form how many sp2? 3 sp2, because 3 are intermixing. When 3 are intermixing, you will get 3 sp2. Now tell me, those 3 sp2 placed 3 corners of triangle. This is one sp2, second sp2, third sp2. Okay. So if you take exactly 3 are like this, 120 degrees. 1, right? Now therefore, tell me. So this is a what is the angle between any 2 sp? 120. sp2 is 120 degrees. There are 3 sp. Okay. So here is 2 sp2. Here is 3 sp2 hybrid orbital. 2 sp. Okay. Come on. Next is sp3. In sp3, there is the intermixing of one s orbital.
3p.
3p, no. One is a pz. It is pz. Next is px. Next is px. Take like this. Px. Next is py. Come on, tell me. So the process of intermixing of one s orbital, 3 p orbital to form how many sp3? 4 sp3. So it forms 4 sp3. How the 4 sp3 are placed? 4 corners of regular tetrahedron. 4 corners. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There are again 4 small lobes will be there. Okay. Then So what is the angle between any two sp3s? 109 degrees, 28 minutes. Next, DSP2. Come on, tell me. In DSP2, which d orbital involved? Dx square minus y square. So what is the shape is? Dx square minus y square shape is? It is like this, no? It is double, no? Right. It is like this. Dx square minus y square plus 1 s orbital plus p z square will be there. Sorry, pz will be there. Next, px or py will be there. I will take px. Okay. Now tell me, the process of intermixing of one d orbital, one s orbital, and two p orbital, it form how many dsp2?
5, 3, 4.
1, 2, 4, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 atomic orbitals are intermixing, you will get 4 hybrid orbital. Now these 4 are placed square on square of the 4 corners of the square. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, they have small lobes also. Okay, since it is a square, what is the angle between any two hybrid orbitals?
90.
Obviously, it is 90 degrees. Next, sp3d or dsp3. Come on, tell me. In sp3d, there is a process of intermixing of one s orbital. There are 3 p orbital: pz, px, py, plus how many d orbitals? 1. Which d orbital?
dz square.
Dz square. Do you remember what is the shape of the dz square orbital?
X.
Like this, no? Only dz square orbital has 2 lobes, whereas remaining all the d orbital having 4 lobes. Yes or no? It has 2 lobes. It is z square. Tell me. It forms how many sp3d? 5 sp3d. Those 5 sp3d placed trigonal by pyramidal. They place trigonal by pyramidal. It is called TBP. It means TBP structure is this. There are 3 orbitals are placed at 3 corners of the triangle like this. Okay. So 3 orbitals are placed how? 3 corners of the triangle like this. Next, what about remaining 2? One above the plane, second one is below the plane. It is called TBP, trigonal by pyramidal. Next, is sp3 d2 or d2 sp3. Tell me here, which orbitals are intermixed? S orbital, px, py, pz. That is a common. I'll take first is pz, next is px, next is py. Okay, plus which orbital? D2 orbitals. That means 2 d orbital. Which 2 d orbital? Dx square minus y square dz square. Tell me, dx square minus y square dz square, they are axial or non-axial? Axial. Dx square minus y square, this is 1 d orbital, plus other is dz square like this, no? These two are called axial orbitals because they are present along the axis. You have studied in D block elements. Come on, tell me. So it form how many D2 or sp3 D2 orbital?
6.
It forms 6 sp3 D2 hybrid orbital. These 6 sp3 D2 placed
Square.
6 corners of the octahedron. 6 corners of the octahedron. How it is? 4 are placed 4 corners of the square like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what about remaining 2? One is above the plane, another one is below the plane. Of course, there are small lobes will be there. If I do not write also, write it. There is a small lobes will be there. Last one is sp3 d3 or d3 sp3. Come on, tell me. In sp3 d3, one s orbital spherical shape. There are 3 p orbital, pz, px, py plus. Now here important is which d orbital? dxy, dyz, dzx. So these 3 are called non-axial orbitals. Do you remember? Non-axial. If I write dxy, x-axis, y-axis, where in between axis will be there these orbitals. It is one. Next is dyz. So take y-axis, z-axis. It is also in between axis. Next, another one is dzx. So how it is? This is also z, take x in between axis like this. They are non-axial orbitals. T2g non-axial, EG axial. Right now? Tell me. It formed how many sp3 d3?
7.
It formed total 7 sp3 d3. Okay. Then how they oriented all 7? Pentagonal by pyramidal. So they oriented in pentagonal by pyramidal. Do you know what is the meaning of penta? 5. 5 means you write the 5 corner like this. 5 corners. Okay. Then in 5 corners there are 5 orbitals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a pentagonal. Next is bipyramidal. What is bipyramidal? Then there are 2 more lobes. One is above, second one is below. Above and below. And of course there are small lobes will be there. Same 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is pentagonal by pyramidal geometry. Yeah. Tell me here bond angle. We forgot to write bond angle here. What is the bond angle in TBP? Trigonal bipyramidal. There are 2 bond angles.
120.
In triangle, it's 120, no? 120 degrees. It is like this. See, triangle in sense, it is like this. Okay? Triangle. You know, in triangle, so there are, you know, in between any two lobes, any two orbital, there is 120. And bipyramidal. Bipyramidal in sense, one is above here and one is below. Tell me, above and below, what is the angle between this above and this triangle? 90 degrees. So there are 2 bond angles, 90 and 120. 90 degrees. Next is, what is the bond angle in It is octahedral. Octahedral. In octahedral, see, there are 4 lobes or 4 orbitals hybridal placed in 4 corners. It means it is 90, no? 90. And one is above, next is here is, again it is 4 corners, no? It is also 90 only. Right? So 90 degrees. Next, here is important. sp3d3. In sp3d3, see, what is the bond angle? There are 2 bond angles. One bond angle is in between 5 orbitals. There are 5 orbitals in pentagonal. Tell me. So there are total 5 orbitals, no? So what is the angle between these two?
72 degree.
It is total 360
By 5.
by 5. No? There are 5 orbitals on plane. 5. It is 72. It means 72 degrees one bond angle. Another bond angle is one is above and one more is on the plane like this. 90. Right. Write one note. Important. Note. First point. We know TBP. What is a TBP? Bipyramidal geometry. So this TBP has 2 types of orbitals. Yes, sir. In TBP has 2 types of orbitals. Nothing but we can say bonds later. Okay. One are A, axial, B, equatorial. Okay, axial, second one is equatorial. Come on, tell me. We just draw the TBP structure. In TBP, we have studied that there are 3 orbitals are placed in triangles. 3 corners of a triangle. If I take this is a 1 orbital, second, it is what? Third. Yes or no? Now, the orbitals which are placed in 3 corners of the triangle, those orbitals are called equatorial orbitals. These are what? Equatorial orbitals. Right. Next, the orbitals which are present above and below the plane. One more. So these 2 orbitals are called axial orbitals. Okay. See, just like I have shown, no, it is like this. Right? It is like this. There are 3 orbitals on 3 triangles of the corners of a triangle. So these 3 orbitals are called what? Equatorial orbitals. One is above, another is below. So these 2 orbitals are called what? Axial orbitals. It means TBP has 2 types of orbital: equatorial, axial. Next point. Here, among equatorial axial, remember this axial orbital always experience more repulsions from this equatorial. Right? So this axial orbital experience more repulsion. Due to more repulsions, what happened? These axial orbitals try to move away from the center. They try to move away from the center. So therefore, due to more repulsions, they move away from the center. Then what happened? The length of this orbital is increases. That's what axial bond length is always more than the what? Equatorial bond length. Okay? Yes. Next slide. Axial orbital experience. See, all these are key points. You should remember. Axial orbital experience more repulsions compared to what? Equatorial. Therefore, axial bond length greater than equatorial Okay, so here we have one simple example, PCl5. We studied later PCl5. So this PCl5 undergo sp3d hybridization, sp3d, right? Now here in PCl5, what is central atom? Phosphorus. Phosphorus undergo sp3d. Therefore, phosphorus form how many sp3d? 5. It is 1. Okay. 2. It is 3. And 1 is, okay, it is in triangle. 1, 2, 3. Next, above and below. So therefore, phosphorus undergo sp3d. It form 5 sp3d hybrid orbitals. Okay. Now they are placed like this in TBP. Now tell me, there are how many chlorine? 5 chlorine. Okay. So 5 chlorine overlap with the 5 sp3. So chlorine has which orbital? That is p orbital, right? So therefore chlorine p orbital like overlap like this. Okay, overlap like this. Right. Now tell me, this is a chlorine. It is phosphorus orbital. Okay. Now we want here, there are 5 bonds now. Phosphorus, 1 chlorine, here 3 chlorine, right? And 1 is above, another is below, like this. Now here there are 3 equatorial chlorines, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 equatorial chlorines. How many axial chlorines? 2. Now question is, which chlorine atoms are less stable, more reactive in PCl5? Whether equatorial or axial? Axial, because axial experience more repulsion from what? Equatorial. Therefore, so these are more reactive or less stable. More reactive, less stable. Therefore, you might have studied PCl5 heated easily converted to PCl3 plus Cl2. One more question. When PCl5 heated to form chlorine gas, of course, this chlorine gas, 2 atoms of which part of the PCl5? Equatorial or axial? Axial. That means only axial atom come out from the PCl5, they liberate chlorine gas. Okay, next, one more point. In TBP, right, in TBP structure, suppose if there is a lone pair of electron in TBP structure, suppose there is a lone pair of electron, where the lone pair electron should be placed? Okay, whether on equatorial positions or axial positions? Equatorial positions. One more important point. Say, suppose if the structure is TBP, in TBP structure, if you want to write the lone pair of electron, you must write lone pair electron only on where? Equatorial, but not axial. That means if lone pair electron present in TBP, it should be placed on, or they occupy which position? Equatorial position only, but not axial. Right? It is about TBP structure, some important worthful point. Understand? Next, about octahedral structure. Come on, tell me. Octahedral can be formed by sp3d2, right? It form octahedral. Come on, tell me. In octahedral, how the orbitals are placed? there are 4 orbitals are placed 4 corners of the square, no, like this. If you take, this is a square, there are 4 orbitals are placed 4 corners of the square, 1 2 3 4, right? Next, what about remaining 2 orbitals? One is above and below. Okay, 4 are placed like this. It is, if you imagine, these are the orbital, 4 orbitals are placed like this on the square, right? 90 degrees. And what about remaining? One is above and one is below. Okay, in between these two, 90. In between this and this, 90. Therefore, bond angle is 90 degrees. Fine. So it is a, one is above the plane, right? Below the plane will be there. Okay. Now question is, now here also equatorial and axial bonds will be there. Which is equatorial and which is axial? So obviously the orbital which are present on the square, equatorial. Next, above and below the plane, these are axial bonds or axial orbitals, right? Next here, if the lone pairs are present in sp3d2, come on, tell me, if the lone pairs are present in sp3d2, these lone pairs should be placed in where? Whether on equatorial or axial? It should be on axial. Important. If lone pair electrons present in sp3d2, they should occupy which position? Axial. Okay. Next is, third one is sp3d3. sp3d3, it is pentagonal bipyramidal, right? Pentagonal bipyramidal. In pentagonal bipyramidal, there are 5 orbitals are placed in 5 corners of the pentagonal, right? It is like this. If you take, it is a pentagonal structure. It's just like ribose sugar. You have studied in DNA, RNA, no? 5 membered carbon, no? Okay. So it is, yeah, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Then what about remaining 2 orbitals? One is above the plane, below the plane. Okay. If I want, if I take this is a plane, I should write on the board. One more is below the board. Is it possible to write? Board. Okay. So therefore, I hope you understand. I will write like this only. Okay. Now here, in case of pentagonal bipyramidal, again there are 2 type of orbitals. This is a equatorial orbitals. There are how many equatorial orbitals? 5. Then there are 2 axial, no? Axial is 2. But here is, when you compare repulsion between equatorial axial, can you tell me where and which orbital experience more repulsions? Why? Why? You see the angle. In small space they occupying 5, no? The angle between equatorial is 72. This is 72. It means less angle, no? More repulsions. Therefore here, in case of TBP, so equatorial orbital experience more repulsion compared to axial. Okay. Therefore, which bond lengths are more? Which are more? Obviously equatorial, right? So therefore, equatorial orbital experience more repulsions compared to axial. Okay, next, similarly, if lone pair electron is present, come on, tell me, in sp3d3, if lone pair electron comes, these lone pair electrons should be written where? As like sp3d2, axial only, not equatorial, right? So if lone pair electrons are present, if lone pair electrons are present, they should occupy which position? Axial positions. Axial positions. Examples of these orbitals. sp always linear. sp2, it is a trigonal planar or trigonal planar. Take down, trigonal planar. sp3 td, tetrahedral. Next, dsp2 square planar, important. We will study in coordination compound about dsp2 square planar, it is important. Next, sp3d tbp trigonal bipyramidal. Next, sp3d2 octahedral. sp3d3 pentagonal bipyramidal. You write clearly, pentagonal bipyramidal, PBP. Next, examples. Tell me, example for sp hybridization. You can write many example. Let's take CO2, CH triple bond, CH acetylene, isn't it? BeCl2, many are there. We'll study individually all. Next, sp2 hybridization. sp2,
BCL3.
yeah, BCl3 or BF3 or ethene, CH2 bond, CH2. Next, tetrahedral methane. Next, dsp2, take this, it is a coordination compound, nickel tetracyanide, and even or platinum 2 ammonia 2 CN. Have studied cisplatin. Cisplatin is a medicine used in cancer treatment. Cisplatin, that is cisplatin. Okay, next, sp3d, example PCl5. Next, sp3d2, example SF6. sp3d3, it is IF7. Many are there, just remember. We'll study one. Example for sp hybridization. Come on, tell me. Kinetic example is BeCl2, beryllium chloride. Yes or no? Come on, tell me. Beryllium chloride has sp hybridization. Now here important thing is, one, in exam they may ask hybridization. What is hybridization? Second is bond angle. Third is yeah, of course, shape. Fourth is number of bonds, and fifth is type of bonds. Okay, these things are important for even NEET point of view also. Okay, let's say regular method, then I'll give the shortcut method later. If you see BeCl2, tell me first, in BeCl2 what is the central atom? Listen carefully. Beryllium. So beryllium is a central atom, right? We know that in a molecule which atom undergo hybridization? Only central atom. Therefore beryllium undergo hybridization. Come on, tell me, this beryllium electronic configuration is?
1s2 2s2.
Its electronic configuration, atomic number is 4, 1s2 2s2. Okay, then what is the ground state electronic configuration? Ground state electronic configuration. In ground state electronic configuration we take only outermost, no? Outermost 2s2, it means 2s2. Okay, but there may be a vacant p orbital, 2p, because so this beryllium belongs to second period. Second period elements having p orbital. Is it first period element having p orbital? No. First period only hydrogen helium. First period element have only s orbital. Second have s and p. Therefore vacant p orbital will be there. Next, what is the first excited state? Excited state electronic configuration.
2s1.
In first excited state, what happened? This one paired electron jump from s to p. So therefore, what do you get? One electron s orbital and one electron in 2p orbital. Okay. Next, now one s orbital, one p orbital undergo hybridization. Okay, come on, tell me, when one s orbital intermix with p z orbital, okay, what it form? sp. How many sp? 2 sp hybrid orbitals. Okay, so what is the shape of this orbital? Spherical, it has one unpaired. What is the shape of the p orbital? Pz, dumbbell, it has one electron. So these two intermix, they form 2 sp. This is 1 sp. One more sp is this. Okay, then what is the angle between any two sp? It is 180 degrees. Right? Now this part is a 1 sp and this part is a another sp. Okay, now come on, tell me, each sp has, what is the percentage of s character, percentage of p character, percentage of s character? How do you calculate? So each sp has what is the number of parts of s is 1. Okay, in sp one part is s, total part is 2 into 100, so which is 50%. It means the percentage of s character 50%, and similarly the percentage of p character also how much? 50 only, right? Okay, now tell me, this is about what? Beryllium atom. Now so far what we have studied about beryllium only. Okay, I repeat once again, listen carefully. We are studying how beryllium chloride is forming. Okay, we need to discuss about these points. To discuss about these points, we need to study first hybridization. So therefore, in beryllium chloride, beryllium only undergo hybridization. Therefore, I took central atom of beryllium, its electronic configuration, ground state, excited state. Right. In excited state, it undergo which hybridization? S, P. One s orbital and one p orbital intermix. They form 2 sp hybrid orbital, and the bond angle in between any two sp is 180, and the percentages and percentage of p character. Now tell me, 1 beryllium surrounded by 2 chlorine. Okay, we should know about chlorine also. Tell me, if you take chlorine atomic number 17, its electronic configuration 2p3 2p6 3s2 3p5. Okay, then what is the valential? 3s2 3p5. So 3s2, it is completely filled. 3p5, in 3p5 there is a px, py, pz. 1 2 3 4 5. Tell me which orbital is half filled? pz. It means, so pz orbital of chlorine atom, it is a dumbbell, overlap with what? sp. So therefore I will take now, this is sp of beryllium atom. Now there are 2 chlorine, each chlorine has 1 pz now. Okay, take this is a pz of chlorine, and this side also 1 more pz of chlorine, pz of chlorine. Then tell me, so they overlap. Which overlap? Axial or sideways overlap? Axial, obviously. pz, of course, hybrid orbital. So therefore what it forms? It forms a BeCl2 molecule like this. This is BeCl2. Finished? Now tell me the answer for these questions. First question, what is the type of hybridization of BeCl2? It is sp. Next, bond angle 180 degrees, shape linear. Next, number of bonds. How many bonds are there? It is 1 2. There are only 2 bonds. That is a 2 sigma na pi na, 2 sigma bonds. Then what is the type of sigma bond? That, tell me, type of sigma bond. It is sp3, sp no? It is what? P no? Which overlapping? sp pz. sp pz. It means there are 2 sp p sigma bonds. Understand? So beryllium chloride has 2 sp/p sigma bonds. Formation of acetylene or ethine is an example for sp hybridization. Then here also we need to explain 1 hybridization, 2 bond angle, 3 shape, 4 number of bonds, 5 type of bonds. These things we need to discuss. Come on, tell me. In acetylene there are 2 carbons, no? C, C, right? Now here this carbon undergo sp, this carbon also undergo sp. We need to explain how it undergo sp. Come on, tell me. Central atom is carbon, no? Central atom carbon. You take any one carbon. Carbon. Its electronic configuration, tell me. 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. What is the ground state electronic configuration? Okay, I want to write only this. Okay, or else you can write this 2s2. It is completely filled. Next 2p2. It is 1 2. Now tell me, in this state it is a ground state. one electron jump from 2s to 2p. It become first excited state. In first excited state, it is at 2s become 1, 2p become how much? How many? 3. This is in excited state. Now tell me, in excited state, carbon undergo which hybridization? sp. There is a possibility of sp, sp2, sp3, but it require sp only. Therefore, it undergo sp hybridization. The process of intermixing of one s orbital and one p orbital. Which p orbital? Pz. It must be pz. Okay. Therefore, it is the process of intermixing of one s orbital. Okay. It is 1s. Next, how many p? Only one pz. But still, see, still there are two px and py orbitals are there. Yes. So they are what? Unhybridized. So therefore, those also I will write. This is one electron, all right. But they have two more orbital. This is one and one more is this. Okay. They also having unpaired electrons. Right. Come on, tell me. It is a pz. This is, we are studying pz now. Now come on, tell me. Now these two intermix. Now tell me, when these two intermix, what do you get? You will get sp hybrid orbital. This is one sp, it is another sp. Then what about px and py? They are still unhybrid, means they do not undergo or do not involved in hybridization. They do not involved, then how they are oriented? Perpendicular to this, no? Say these two are on the plane pz s. They are in the same plane, internuclear axis. They intermixed, they form sp, 2 sp. Now still there are two px and py orbital. Those two are perpendicular. Okay, you cannot show perpendicular here, but I'll try to write like this. Okay, they are perpendicular. Right, this is has one electron, it has one electron. Of course, these two also having one electron each. This is about one carbon atom. Now tell me, one carbon atom has how many sp orbital and how many unhybridized p orbital? So there are two unhybrid p orbital. Next, there are how many hybrid sp orbitals? 1, 2. There are hybrid sp orbital are 2. Okay, so this is about one carbon. Now similarly we have another carbon. There are two carbon, no? So therefore this is about one carbon. One carbon has sp. This is sp. It is sp, and two are unhybridized like this. Take another carbon atom. Take another carbon atom. It also has sp, 2 sp, and it also has two unhybridized p orbital. It is carbon atom. Come on, tell me, when two carbon atoms approaches to each other, which overlapping takes place? That is a axial overlapping. sp, sp. It form one sp, sp sigma bond. Yes or no? sp, sp sigma bond. Next, after formation of sp, sp sigma bond, there is a px. This is a px. It is a py. It is also py. Then what happened? Px of one carbon overlap with px of another carbon. It is what? Pi bond. Pi bond. Sideways overlapping. Py of one carbon, py of another carbon. It form what? Pi bond. So there are how many pi bonds? 2 pi bonds. So which pi bond? Px, 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 and py, py pi bonds. How many? 2. Now still there are two sp hybrid orbital. This is one, it is another one. Tell me how they overlap with hydrogen. You see, if you see the molecule, this carbon attached to hydrogen. Now each sp, that means two sp of two carbon atom overlap with s orbitals of hydrogen, because hydrogen has s orbital. They also axially overlap. Okay, tell me. So it is a which sigma bond? sps. How many sps sigma bonds are? Two. Okay. Now as I told you, these things are important. So what is hybridization? sp. What is the bond angle? sp always 180. Next, shape is linear. sp always linear. Right, linear. But now, if you see the acetylene molecule, this acetylene molecule has cylindrical shape. It has like this cylindrical shape. If you see the 3D diagram of this molecule, no, it look like cylinder shape. So therefore, linear cylindrical shape you can write. Cylindrical shape. Next, number of bonds. Tell me, total number of bonds how many?
5.
One is sp sigma. Next is sps. How many? 2. Next, pi are 2. So total how many sigma bond? How many pi? Total bonds are 5. And types of bonds. Yeah, types of bond is 3 sigma bonds. Yes. So there are 3 sigma bonds, 2 pi bonds. In sigma bond, which sigma bonds? sp sigma 1. Next, sps sigma is 2. So this is about complete structure of molecule. Okay. Next, right, sp2 hybridization. sp2. Come on, tell me, for sp2 hybridization example, which example you have taken? BF3, BCl3 and even CH2 double bond, CH2 also. Come on, tell me, in BF3, what is the central atom? Central atom is boron. Next, write down its electronic configuration: 1s2, 2s2, 2p1, because atomic number is 5. Next, what is the ground state electronic configuration? Come on, ground state. In ground state we write only valency shell electronic configuration, that too in orbital diagram. 2s, 2s2 and 2p1. Next, in first excited state, come on, in first excited state, this one electron jump from s to p. It become s is 1, 2s is 1, 2p is 1. No, something is correct, no? 1 should be here. Okay. Right? It is a 2s2, 2p1, no, I have not written 2p1. Come on, tell me now. In first excited state, it has now 3 unpaired electron. Tell me, it undergo which hybridization? sp2, 1 s orbital, 2 p orbital. it undergo sp2 hybridization. It form how many sp2 orbitals? 3, right? So it means one s orbital intermix with 2 p orbital. It should be pz plus px or py. Come on, tell me. It form how many sp2? 3 sp2. Those 3 sp2 should be placed 3 corners of the triangle. If I take beryllium, that boron, so there are 1, 2, 3. Of course, small lobes will be there, like this. There are 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals. So what is the angle between any two sp2 is 120 degrees. Okay, it is about boron. Next, now tell me, in boron trifluoride, one boron surrounded by how many fluorine? 3 fluorine. Okay, then so boron has this structure. What about fluorine? We should write electronic configuration of fluorine. It is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. 2p5, it means p orbital has 5 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means pz is half filled. Now tell me, which orbitals of fluorine overlap with boron sp2? Pz only. Okay, because here see, this one boron has 1, 2, 3 unpaired. It is 1, 2, 3 unpaired, right? So now therefore here, now each pz orbital of fluorine, it is a pz of fluorine also has unpaired, right? So therefore now 3 pz orbitals of 3 fluorine, because there are 3 fluorine. 3 fluorine pz orbitals overlap with sp2 hybrid orbitals of what? Boron. So they form which bond? It is a boron 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is a pz of one fluorine, pz of another fluorine, pz of another fluorine. So therefore tell me, this overlapping is which type overlapping? sp2 pz, sp2 pz, sp2 pz. So therefore there are total how many sigma bonds? 3 sigma bonds. It is sp2 pz sigma bonds. Right? Similarly, will you draw the structure of this? Ethene. Each carbon undergo sp hybridization, sp2 hybridization. Come on, draw the structure of ethene. So in ethene, central atom is carbon, no? Carbon. Therefore, write electronic configuration of carbon. Fast. What is electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. So 2s2, 2p is a ground state electronic configuration. 2s2, 2s orbital, 2p2, there are 2 electrons in p orbital, right? So next is in excited state. So 1 electron jump from s to p. So therefore 1s1 and it become 2p3. Now in this state it undergo which hybridization? sp2. sp2. So therefore if it is undergo sp2 hybridization, it form how many sp2? 3 sp2, right? So those 3 sp2 they placed in 3 corners of triangle. It means one s orbital, one s orbital, pz and px. So all 3 are having one unpaired electron. So they undergo intermixing. So it form 3 orbital. Those 3 orbital must be placed 3 corners of triangle like this. It is about 1 carbon. It has 3 unpaired electrons. Okay. Now what about another carbon? Another carbon also has same part, no? So therefore it is a 1 carbon atom. But if you take another carbon atom, it also has same 1, 2, 3. Another carbon 1, 2, 3. Okay. But along with sp3, each carbon has what? One unhybrid p orbital, important. This unhybrid p orbital, how it is? It always perpendicular to the hybrid orbitals. Remember, unhybrid orbital, they lies or they placed perpendicular to the hybrid orbital. So it is a perpendicular. So therefore I will write like this, it's perpendicular. So therefore here now each carbon has one unhybridized p orbital which is perpendicular to the plane like this. Okay. Now come on, tell me, if these 2 carbon approaches to each other, which overlapping takes place first? Always axial overlapping, no? This is a sp2 sigma bond, right? Next, after formation of sp2 there is a sideways overlapping which is formed pi bond. So this is a either px or py pi bond. Next, now still this carbon has sp2 total how many sp2? 4 sp2 are there. But here see, in molecule there are 2 plus 2, 4 hydrogens are there. Each hydrogen has one s orbital, right? Therefore 4 s orbitals of 4 hydrogen, they overlap like this. Tell me, it is also sigma bond, no? So how many sigma bonds? 4. Which type of? sp2s sigma bonds. How many? 4. 4. It is 1. It is 1. Okay. Come on, tell me. First, hybridization of molecule sp2. Next, bond angle 180 degrees. Sorry, 120 degrees. Next, geometry or shape. What is the shape of the molecule? Trigonal planar, isn't it? Trigonal planar. Next, number of bonds. There are how many bonds? So it is 1, 1, 4. Total 6 bonds. How many sigma bonds? 1, 1 plus 4. 5 sigma. It is a sigma bond. 5 sigma bond. How many pi bond? 1 bond. How many type of sigma bond? sp2 1 sigma bond. sp2s is 4 sigma bonds. This is the structural details of ethene molecule. In fact, in exam, if in exam given same molecule, to identify the sigma bond, pi bond. We need not to go for in this detail. Okay. If you know the hybridization, you can get very smartly, very shortly also. Okay. That we'll do it later, but this is regular study. Okay. Next, suppose if the question is this, given molecule is methane, ethane and ethene and ethine, CH. Okay, so question is this, identify the number of hybrid orbital each molecule. Identify the number of hybrid orbitals in each molecule and of course type of bonds in each molecule. First is methane. You must know methane undergo which hybridization? It is a carbon undergo sp3. Right. If the carbon undergo sp3, this carbon can form how many sp3? sp3 always 4. sp3 always 4. Right. This carbon can form 4 sp3. Right. So that means 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now this carbon has 4 sp3, then hydrogen, there are how many hydrogen? 4. We know that each hydrogen can form 1 sigma bond. Which bond? sp3? Yes, because if you take carbon like this, 1 2 3 4 sp3, no, this is 1 2 3 4. There are how many? 1 2 3 4 overlapping. That means 4 sp3 yes sigma bonds. That's it. It means if you know the hybridization, it is possible to identify the number of bonds, type of bonds also. Similarly, ethane. Next, in ethane, CH3. You should know each carbon undergo sp3. It is also sp3. Now suppose if it is undergo sp3, you just imagine it is like this, no? Okay, sp3. There is sp3. In between sp3, this bond is what? sp3 sigma bond. Yes or no? sp3 sigma bond. Then what about this bond is? sp3 yes sigma bond. This is a sp3 yes sigma bond. Now similarly, there are how many sp3s? How many sp3? There is only one sp3 sigma bond. 1 2 3 4 5 6. There are 6 are sp3 yes sigma bonds. That's it. You need not to go for in detail study also. Next, third molecule. Come on, tell me. In third molecule, how to identify bonds and all? CH double bond CH molecule is like this. We know that this is a sp2, it is also sp2. Now suppose if molecule this carbon undergo sp2, there is a 1 sigma bond, no? 1 must be a sigma bond. So therefore it is sp2, it is sp2. Therefore how many sp2? 1 sp2 sigma bond, right? Then there is one other bond is pi bond. Obviously this pi bond always sideways overlapping. It may be px or py. Can we write px of one, py of other? Not. px or py. Pi bond is 1 and remaining, see this hydrogen sp2 yes. How many? 4 sp2 yes sigma bonds. So majority questions are based on this only. They ask type of bonds, number of bonds, number of pi bonds, sigma bond, etc. In material also, in hybridization you will get nearly 20-30% questions are similar questions. Similarly, last one, CH triple bond CH, C triple bond C HH. Okay, come on, tell me. This carbon undergo sp, right? Tell me, the bond between CC, there must be one sigma. Remaining all are pi bonds. Sigma bond is only one. So therefore, that sigma bond because of sp sigma bond, that is 1. Next remaining is pi bond. Pi bond is maybe due to px py. Therefore, there are 2 px, right, and there is one px, one py pi bond, and sp yes, how many? 2 sp sigma bonds. That's it. This is a simple way to, okay. So let us stop here only.